going from like wrestling before, being signed to NXT, coming in as Frankie Monet, now getting back to Taya and figuring out all of these different characters and all the different changes that you want to do. How do you kind of pivot between those characters?
I mean, this is where I thrive the best. I think I've just always kind of been someone who's very over the top and really enjoys, putting a lot of thought into my character work and in the ring and just like everything. So being able to play these different parts again, or these kind of layers of who is Taya is really great. And I'm having the most fun I've had forever. And going back to these places where I worked before, it was almost like I just never left, because it was so short-lived, my time in WWE. And I'm so grateful that I had like those relationships with people, in different promotions, and everyone was so welcoming and just like, come on down. Like,
yeah.
So it's been really awesome. And I'm just allowed so much creative freedom. My ideas are, acknowledged and listened to. And also they trust me with my vision. And I think that as an artist, as a performer, I've been a performer my whole life. So, I know what I want to do, and I know the visual I want to create for the fans, or the feeling I want them to feel. So it's been really awesome and inspiring.
How much of a hand did you have in putting together the Frankie Monet character?
Quite a bit, honestly. It was I think it was like she was the brainchild of like Road Dogg and me. We would talk about who Taya was. And, I would always just say like, Frankie's Taya, but with like way more money.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then like Presley coming into it. I don't even really remember like whose exact idea that was. But I had Presley with me on Impact before. Presley has, been in movies and things. So
been there and done that.
He's star. He's got a calendar for Tuesday NXT. So that was just an easy kind of fun thing. They originally wanted me to have Bowie, which is our white Pomeranian.
Okay.
But he is a bad boy.
Oh.
He's bad. He's so cute. He's just very mischievous. Like he's like the Bart Simpson, Dennis of our family. And Presley just is not having it. So Presley got the role over Bowie.
Yeah. The casting went where it was supposed to. Yeah.
There's no way Bowie is running across the PC on command and things like that. I'm like, no.
Not happening. Well, at least you know the limitations. You knew which dog to choose to make it work. That is the dream, though. I remember when I was doing commentary, I was like, can I have my dog be my sidekick? When I was on commentary, I was like just throwing shit against the wall. My dog would never be able to do that. One of them's too afraid, and the other one's like, he would be over it. It would just Presley, not happen. But
Presley would come to the ring with me to a lot of my shows in Los Angeles all the time. So and when he was a puppy, we actually had a ring at our house. So he's very used to the sounds of wrestling, whatever that,
Yeah.
But if you open like an Amazon box in front of him, he freaks out. So I don't know.
Hey, we've all got our tics. It's fine. Yeah. It's fine. Was there ever talks of you and John working together when you were with WWE?
I remember it was brought up a lot at first. Honestly, like they were like, well, you might get put with John and about when I was asking like where a story was going or what was going on. And obviously John was also like pushing to have me be with him, but it was like, there was never the right time. And like, that's the main, let's be real here, like a huge motivator for me to go to WWE, not only because I was trying to accomplish this dream that I've had since the beginning of time, but also to be reunited with John, because we did some of our best work together on Lucha Underground and in Impact Wrestling and all over the place. So I really was like every day thinking, like the big picture here, even if I was uncomfortable or having a bad day or stressed the hell out, like a lot of us are there, I was just always with that vision of being like, I need to get to John, So
yes,
that was, unfortunately it just didn't work out that way, but it is what it is. And I also just like thinking about that time as just like a small fraction of my life. And a lot of people almost want me to say more bad things, but I was like, I've said it all. It is what it is. you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And when it is like that small period too, it's like you got to go in there, you got to kind of scratch that itch a bit. I'm sure there was way more things that you would have loved to have been able to do while under contract there and blah, blah, blah. But you look at that situation as well. It's like you come in, there's the pandemic, there was all of these other obstacles of things that got in the way. So as annoying and frustrating as that can be, it's awesome that you've been able to land on your feet, obviously on the other side with, you know, you look at your resume, of course you were able to, but to be able to now just do all of the things that you want to do. It's nice to see you just like,
yeah
I love that.
Even when I got signed, I was like, I don't know, you know, like, I don't know what happened.
Was that process like? Cause I'm sure you must've had many different moments of like auditioning or like trying out, right?
Well, I actually was contacted directly by WWE, and then they spoke to John, and then they spoke to me again. And then, you know, like they watched video of me and stuff like that. And that's pretty much how I got my opportunity based on my resume alone. So, but it's still like, you know, it is a lengthy process of getting in there. And so no matter what, I was not convinced this shit was going down until I was like walking into the PC, because I was like, I don't know, man, like been wrestling a long time, and I don't count on anything until it's like happening, you know? Yeah. So there's months of like the medical stuff and the background checks, and then the this and the that's and the meetings. And then you're like, did I pass medical? I don't know. Like it's, you know, so I was very like casual about that process. But then like when it came down to it, I was like, we need to rent an apartment. We need to have this stuff planned out, because it's like such a small window. Yeah. Where you have to like officially have the last piece of paper signed and the day you're supposed to show up to work. So there was
once they get rolling. I remember when I was like still living in Toronto, and they're like, we were waiting on my visa to come through. They're like, can you just fly down and like do this quick? It was like, I was actually interviewing the Rolling Stones, which I was like, yeah, of course. No shit. But I had not even like actually officially started. I don't even think I had fully signed my contracts yet, but I was like, we're going now. You work here. Let's get the ball rolling. Like you have to be ready to move.
And it's like a whirlwind of like, holy shit. Yeah. This is happening. Oh my God. And like shipping stuff. And then of course I'm just like shipping way too much stuff. And I'm like,
take it all.
Why do I need 10 fur coats? I don't know.
God, that sounds like me just packing to go away for a weekend. I was like, I definitely am going to need these over the knee cowboy boots. Don't ever wear them. It's like, just pick and choose what you actually need. Oh my God. I'm so bad for that. Okay. So your stint with WWE was fairly short. Was there, I guess, I don't want to phrase this to like sound negative, but like, was there a part of you, like, did it take you a second to go, okay, right, this is who I am and this is what I'm doing? Well, or like after you left and you were like, okay, I'm Taya, I'm back doing my thing. I'm not doing the Frankie Monet thing anymore. I know a lot of people sometimes have a bit of an odd time adjusting from the WWE life back into working the indies and doing other shows, but you weren't there for too long. So how much of that kind of seeped in, I guess?
I think more than anything, I was like mentally a disaster, like right when it happened, because it was so unexpected for me. And I know people can be like, well, you knew what was happening and da-da-da. Like, you don't know what my experience is. Everybody's experience is different, and how you handle things or whatever it is. And I think that because it was like, I got released 2 weeks later, John got released. Like, it was just so much that I like mentally was like questioning every part of like myself, you know? Like, was it because of this? Was it because of that? And John would always tell me like, you can't make sense of something that makes no sense. And I was like, well, I'm just trying to explain it to my, like, I don't know. Like, I think I was just like, it took me a long time to just kind of get my feet wet again. And like, whatever, even though like I had accomplished 1,000,002 things before ever going there. I was an established professional wrestler on multiple platforms and accomplished a lot of things that a lot of people said I couldn't do, but I was still questioning my ability. And there were even times when I was just like, I don't even know if I should wrestle anymore. I'm the shits. What the like all this kind of stuff. And it was pretty hard, but I think the time that I had, because it was Christmas, like it's right before the holidays.
Of course, right? So when it rains, it pours. Bring it all on. Nobody's getting any presents this year.
Yeah, no, I'm broke. I don't got a job. But I like, I took that time over Christmas to like be with my family and be with John. Like we went to Hawaii with John's family, and then we went to Canada to Victoria and stuff. And I really made a point of like, I'm not taking any bookings until like the middle of January. And I kind of like gave myself that time. But even when I look back now on how I felt in January or even in February, I'm like, I don't know if I was totally ready at that point. I'm definitely glad that I took even more time to return to like, Impact Wrestling and to return to television products. Cause then by that time I was like, let's go.